And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Representing Weibo Gaming, it is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss. Representing Streamer Zone, it is Gerald. Is that up a tree? Is that related to Sal? What's why is there a dog up? Oh no. Let's go. So we're getting into our next PvP. Again, we had a very short series previously with non-stop proxies and non-stop all-ins. We'll see how herO will approach this. Now, something that Gerald is known for in this matchup, something that's very stylistic for Gerald, is his mid to late game play. He very often does play towards a longer game state, getting his natural, getting his third base up and running. Gerald does often skip tech. He skips charge lots, he skips archons, and he usually goes Blink Stalker into Disruptor. Sorry, he does go charge. He goes Blink Stalker charge into Disruptor, skipping archons entirely, and then into Sky Toss if the game goes into that. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how he played out against Trigger. He's done that before. But yeah, it's very stylistic that Gerald, he is the kind of player that does rush into Disruptors more often than not, and does skip out on Archons. We'll see if that's the case here. We'll see if he can get there, more importantly. That Gerald, he thrives in the mid to late game in PvP. Can he get there, though? So far, we have our 2 gate openers. 2 gate opener out of herO, likewise 2 gate opener out of Gerald as well. So far, everything looking as it should. Do see Gerald just trying to zone back that probe, likewise going for his own scout across the map. Both players, they scout each other. There's a second pylon for herO, and there is the second pylon for Gerald. For the first time here in tonight in these PvPs, standard openers. We can settle into a standard opener. Let's go. No proxies, no shenanigans, no fake pylon, no real pylon. We can now expand. We can set up for a Nexus. Crazy, I know. Crazy. We can set up for the expand. Speaking of, as we are looking to set up, we do have our initial Stargate opener before expand out of Gerald. Okay, so Stargate into Oracle Harass before the Nexus. Gerald faster expand instead. So Gerald is going to be more, sorry, herO faster expand instead. So herO is going to be going for a more economic start. Gerald's going for something more aggressive here. And we'll see what Gerald can get done. For now, he's going to be zoned away. herO does hold. herO going to be working towards a much faster Twilight Council, into faster Blink, into the mid game. So herO will have that advantage, but we'll see if he can maintain his bases and maintain his economy against the Oracle Harass. Hallucination gets across the map, and herO, he sees all. Does confirm the Stargate, is aware of the Oracle, and herO should be getting ready back at home. Should be getting ready. My kid was sent home from school with a bad case of the PvPs. Oh no. Oh no. Esther Fractal, calm down. I mean, personally, I do really enjoy PvP. I mean, I enjoy all matchups, to be fair. But PvP can be very chaotic, very intense, especially when the Koreans are involved. There is a bad reputation, or a reputation nonetheless, of European PvP, which is a lot more stagnant, a lot more standard, and a little bit more passive and defensive, getting into like the mid game, into like Stalker versus Stalker. Typically, Korean PvP is a little more active and a little more aggressive. So I look forward to it. Do look forward to it here. As we have Blinks on the way. First Oracle gets deflected. Oh, and Gerald, he doesn't really get much done here with the first Oracle. Is forced back. Now, at least it survives. At least the Oracle is still alive. It can always threaten the bases and dive back in for some more damage later on down the line. As Gerald sets up for a proxy pylon, herO setting up for an expansion. Now, something important to bear in mind here is that Gerald, he is throwing down a third gateway back at home. There's a third gateway, is chronoing out Blink, and he may set up a proxy fourth gate across the map to try to shut down the would-be third. As herO is being more economic, again, 2-gate Blink into a third, and Gerald, 2-base, 4-gate Blink Stalker. On 2 bases, late third base out of Gerald. There's a proxy fourth gate, and the goal here, as we mentioned, is to shut down the third. Is to deny the expansion of herO. We'll see if Gerald can pull this off. We'll see if herO ends up confirming and scouting what's going on. As herO is going to be down in Stalkers. Gerald is expanding. Ooh, okay, does still go for the expansion. Hallucination gets eyes on the gateway setup. Gerald is still moving out though, and he reinforces. So again, this is not an all-in. This is not designed to kill, just designed to get Gerald a lead. To give him a lead. To deny the third. herO, he's out of position. He's scouting on the fan side. And herO, upon being out of position, this base should be going down. Oh, going for the shield battery first. Gerald's going for the shield battery. Again, herO, I mean, there was an opportunity to go for the expansion. Can he get both? herO, he has time to respond. He does come back over. And herO, he will save the base. Just barely. And again, Gerald, he was playing it safe. If he had knocked over the shield battery, maybe he could have forced a cancel. Still taking the better trade. herO up against the wall. Shield batteries are not done. Gerald, he still takes a better fight. And the concave is in favor of Gerald. Stalkers are going down. And does Gerald have enough reinforcements? They have arrived. Checking the unit count here. Gerald, he's up 3 Stalkers. And can he get the base? Oh, it's going to be close. Can he get it? Oh my god. One more volley. One more. Oh my god, the stasis. Stasis goes off, and Gerald, he can punish. The Immortal is exposed. And Gerald, does he go for the dive? He does. Takes down the Immortal, and he should take down the expansion. Going for the Stalkers instead. Overcharge gets activated. Stalkers are targeted down. And again, that stasis was the MVP. herO caught completely off guard. Not again. Not like this. Oh no. I'm getting deja vu. We'll get into it. As another Immortal falls, herO, he does survive though. He does defend. He breaks out of the stasis. He does force Gerald back. And he holds. Now, for those that were here yesterday, you would have seen herO versus MaxPax in the Pickasaur Monday. And you would have seen MaxPax barely defeat herO because of stasis traps. herO, if you remember, he took so many stasis traps to the face. It was actually like at this time yesterday. And MaxPax was able to snowball out of control and win that series. Here, that was a good stasis, but Gerald did not get the base. If he had focused on the expansion, then he would be ahead. Because he didn't though, herO actually has a worker lead. herO, he's ahead in workers. He has a mortal production on his side as well. +1 is almost done. Gerald, he was committed with that move out, and as we mentioned at the time, he had to at least kill the third, and he didn't. And now herO is taking a lead. herO is getting further ahead. Better upgrades, better tech, better economy. It's all in favor of herO. And Gerald, he was so close. He was so close to knocking this down. Stasis goes off. Not a bad stasis. Takes down 5 probes. Kills a couple workers as well. Gerald, he's fighting back. Behind this, working towards charge. Building up his Stalkers. But again, Gerald, he is behind in quite a number of ways here. And here, he's skipping Archons himself. Here, Gerald, is that you? herO, he's rushing into double Robot Disruptor production. I mean, he can get away with it. Like, herO, he is far enough ahead. He's going purely Stalker Disruptor. I mean, sure, he has a couple of Immortals here to support, but Disruptor production is on the way. First Disruptors in production on the horizon. Gerald being zoned away. Stasis to the main. Oh my god, the stasis, they just keep popping up. Catching the army and getting the mineral line as well. Very nicely done. Oh no. Man, after today and yesterday, herO is gonna have nightmares about stasis traps. Nightmares, man. Gonna wake up. Ah! The stasis. It's okay, herO. They can't hurt you. Not anymore. You're safe. I mean, not here. Not this game. Ah, no. As York was still alive. Still here behind the mineral line. Whereas the Gerald getting his 4th base fully operational, massing up charge lots. Behind this, going for his own Robo, into his own Temple Archives, into Archon production. Much more standard setup here out of Gerald. And we'll see if he can try to punish here before the Disruptor kind of gets out of control. As here, he's still making 2 Disruptors at a time. Nova goes up. Ooh, massive connection. Takes down a massive chunk of Zealot. Second Nova kills. Oh no! Oh, another connection. Another massive connection here. Zealots, they crumble. And a 3rd Disruptor has arrived. herO, he holds. Gerald being active. Trying to keep herO busy. See herO setting West around. Coming in from multiple angles. Ooh, does force a cancel. And 1 Disruptor does not go down. Disruptor barely survives. Gerald, he's still up in expansion, still up a base. Getting a 5th base as well. Oh my god. Is getting his own 5th. Meanwhile, herO, he's building up those Disruptors. herO, he might have a smaller army or a smaller supply, but he has a more efficient army here. There's so much potential with those Disruptors. He has how many? 5, soon to be 6. Soon to be 6 Disruptors for herO. Gerald splitting up his army. Going for a Zealot run by, pushing in towards the 4th base. Nova's going to be going up. They zone the army away. Here he does break out. At the same time, Gerald going for his run by. Here he keeps up. Keeps up with the Zealots. Does shut them down. Meanwhile, Gerald, he's going for the expansion once again. Can he get it? A lot of volleys do go off. The base is getting low. Novas, they... barely not connect. That's a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel. 400 minerals down the drain. Nice pick up here in favor of Gerald. But he bleeds out a lot of supply. As he does rally in another Zealot run by, catching out an Immortal. Very nicely done. And here, he's almost being forced all in. As here, he just cannot expand. He just cannot take the 4th. But he might not need to. And here comes the counterattack. Here, he's up in army supply. He has a massive amount of Disruptors. Pushing in towards the 4th. And I don't know if here can be stopped. There are just so many Novas. So many Novas are available. There's no saving this expansion. And Gerald, he might just not be able to stop the main army. Trying to come in from behind. Trying to catch reinforcements. He will find a Disruptor. Not bad. 1 Disruptor is going to go down. Gerald setting up for a base trade. Does force herO back. And Gerald, he can get it. Let's go. The base. It's finally going to go down. 1 more volley and it does fall, but was it worth it? I'm not so certain. Because Gerald, he's going to lose everything. He's going to lose every single Stalker. Ay, ay, ay. 1 Stalker gets away, just barely. And that was not worth it for Gerald. Not anymore. If he had gotten it earlier at the start of the game, then sure. But here at the 13-minute mark, not worth it. Losing far too much in the process. And here, he's almost maxed. He's almost maxed out. He's snowballing out of control. +3 is about to finish. Here, maintaining that upgrade lead. Forcing Yami back. We can see Gerald trying to come in from behind. And the Novas, they zone away. They force the blinks. Here, going in for the kill. And what can Gerald do? I mean, there's just potentially Novas just zoning him away, just non-stop. He dives in. Nice target firing. Does take down 2 of those Disruptors. But despite that, there's just an overwhelming ground army. More Disruptors have arrived. Gerald doing what he can. Novas, they connect. And GG gets called. herO takes game number 1. GG. herO does take a lead in the series. Again, there was definitely opportunities for Geralt, but you could argue that he was too tentative. If you remember, like what lives rent free in my mind, remember when Geralt, when he went towards that fast 3rd base, when he tried to knock it down, and he had chosen to focus down the shield battery, for example, and herO was out of position, herO was nowhere to be found, a lot of damage was being done, but not to the base itself, and I mean that all led to the Nexus barely surviving on barely any HP, and yeah, herO, he just snowballed from there. Just took a lead, got further ahead, as he was not punished for the 3rd. In the end, he was not punished. I mean, the third base went down eventually, but by then it didn't matter. By then it did not matter. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. It's going to be on Amygdala. Let's go. This is Gerald's map of choice. One of the more defendable maps in the map pool. Let's go. And we'll see how Gerald adjusts. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. And Sal? Up a tree? Maybe? I don't know. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Green Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 1-0. For Weibo Gaming, it is herO. herO has been traumatized at max stasis traps. I'm sure he has. I'm sure. Oh no, not like this. Not like this. And again, like Gerald, he had some good moments. He had some very nice stasis traps, of course. Very nice engagements early on. Very nice aggression. Did have his moments in that game. Alas, was not enough. And now we're moving out. Here we go. We have herO moving out towards the north side. We have Gerald scouting towards the south instead. The probes that will miss each other. And do we commit to a proxy pylon? Do we commit to any kind of aggression? But now hero's just scouting. hero's going to be scouting, and I would imagine that Gerald is as well. Just coming in for a scout. It is going to be a 2-gate opener out of Gerald. And that is a gate expand. That is a gate into Cybercore setup here. herO, he does open up double gas, so it's going to be Cybercore into Stargate into Nexus, but that is a much more greedy build here by herO. And he is asking to be all in. But on a large map like Amygdala, can Gerald pull that off? Can he reactively all in? That I'm not so sure about. If it was a smaller map, then sure. We were on Whispers of Gold, or Ley Lines, or even Ultra Love, potentially. And Ultra Love less so. We'll see there. Cybercore is done. For both players, herO, he is setting up for the expansion, takes down the probe, and here comes the Nexus. herO, he does expand. Meanwhile, Geralt across the map, gonna be walling up, and he's going for a later expansion. So he's forced to expand instead. He's trying to keep up with herO. So herO, he does not get punished. He does not get punished for his greed. And Geralt, he was forced to cancel and delay his unit production. Geralt, he makes 1 Zealot and 1 Sentry. He did cancel his Stalker to afford an expansion. So because of this, this is a much more efficient start from herO. Much more efficient. Now taking into a Twilight Council into earlier Blink. And Geralt is trying to adapt, trying to catch up. So no aggression, no all-in. Hallucinations move out. herO, he sees the expansion. He should be feeling pretty good about that. He gets eyes on the later Twilight Council. And as a result, there is going to be a window. There's going to be a period in time here where herO has Blink and Geralt does not. And we'll see if he can make use of that. Doesn't have to, but it's there. As the Twilight Council is done, and Blink should soon begin. There we go. Blink is on the way for herO. A little bit delayed. Could have been started a little bit earlier here. Because of the delay of Blink, that means that Geralt is catching up. He's catching up here. The Twilight Council is done. And Blink begins immediately. And they're neck and neck. So that window that existed, not really there anymore. Not really there anymore. As herO did take too long. For now, just settling in. That is going to be a 3rd gateway. Interesting. 3rd gateway on the way for Geralt. Meanwhile, herO, he throws down his own 2-gate setup. Oh, my apologies. He's getting up to 4 gateways. A 4th gateway is on the way. So herO, he's actually going to commit a little bit harder. I would have liked this if Blink was earlier. I would have appreciated this a little bit more. But regardless, herO is going to be aggressive with mass Blink Stalkers. Meanwhile, Geralt, he scouts. He confirms the gateway army. Or I should say the gateway count. As I believe he barely did see, yep, he saw the 4th gateway. Geralt, he's the first to expand, but again, herO is the first to build up 4 gates. So herO can be the aggressor. It's almost like a role reversal of the last game. The difference is, though, that in game 1, Gerald did have a proxy to reinforce. herO does not. So even though herO will have more stalkers, he won't be able to punish this third base anywhere near as much. herO now expands. herO moves out. And we'll see what herO can get done. Now, what's important here is that herO, he is pushing before Blink finishes. And what that means is that these sentries actually have a lot of power. It means that the sentries, they can slice up an army, they can lock down some forces, and allow for a better trade from herO. As Blink is just now finishing, herO pushing in. Blink a couple of seconds off here from Gerald, not quite done yet though. And herO, he dives on the pylon, dives on the expansion, shows the force fields. Gerald turning in way. Gerald, he gets locked down. He does get locked down at the end. Does herO have enough? I don't think he does. Yeah, he just doesn't have the stalkers for it. Gerald, he holds. We'll lose some sentries, but Gerald, he does hold on, forces back the army. Gerald taking the better trade, the better fight. Forced into a counterattack. herO, he tries to reinforce, but he's being overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed again. The force fields, they were lackluster. They only zoned away one stalker out of potentially, 3, 4, or 5. Gerald does overextend though. Has to get the hell out of here. Does pull away. Momentum swinging from one player to the other. As they trade back and forth. And herO gets away. Whew, does get away in the end. We have a 5th gate in production. This is going to be a reinforcing gateway as well. Towards the top left-hand corner of the map. Tells us that herO, he intends on committing here to Mass Blink Stalker. We can see Gerald taking up. Robo's finishing up. Forge is on the way as well. herO, he dives in. Goes to a dive, takes out 1 Stalker, takes out 2. 2, 3 Stalkers going down. He gets a 4 Stalker as well. Just one-shotting Stalkers. As we go here from herO. Pulls away. Waiting for reinforcements. Gateway's almost done. Ooh, going for a depth harass at the same time. So the goal here should be for herO to distract the main army and to slip into the natural and to wreak havoc in the mineral line. Adepts are on the way. Adepts, they are on the way. They're making their way towards the natural. We're going to shade in. Gerald slightly out of position. He does fully wall up though. And herO, he commits to the shade. With that, herO, he strikes at third base. Gerald, he defends against the Adepts. What about the third? 5 probes. 5 probes go down. Not bad. herO does take an economic lead. Expanding behind his army, going for the 4th. Still hyperfixated on a Mass Gateway. Now with +1 and charge. So he's going for this more swarm toss style. And here he's going to be backing up for now, just building up his army, getting into Archons as well, just taking up, establishing his 4 bases. Gerald, he is recovering, licking his wounds, going for a bit of a later expansion. Likewise, later upgrades as well. So Gerald, he's just recovering, and from now we can just calm things down. We can take a breath. Oh, we can take a moment. After an intense lead up here towards the mid-game, we can embrace it. Coming into this, herO, he does have certain advantages here when it comes to his overall tech. He could try to strike with his charge hulls, but it looks like Gerald is going to be allowed to finish up his own upgrades. So Gerald, he will be able to catch up. Gerald, I believe he has no potential for Archon production. There is no Temple Archives. So it wouldn't surprise me if Gerald were to take into Disruptors instead and skip out on Archons. We spoke about that at the start of the series, how that is the stylistic choice that Gerald does enjoy, is skipping Archons and rushing into Disruptors. We could see that here. as herO threatens a run by. So far, Gerald is keeping up. herO reinforcing with those zealots. Is pushing in. Does run into the stalkers. Zealots, they have a right to reinforce. That's going to be a lot of charge lots. They are here. Gerald forced to recall. He's out of position. Does recall in time. There's only the one shield battery. And that one Archon dishing out a lot of DPS here. Takes down so many zealots. Nice force fields. The stalkers, they're zoned away. Yeah, the stalkers, they can't quite engage. So herO just fighting one portion of the army at a time. And now the main armies do clash. Another Archon comes in to reinforce as well. Just chews through those zealots. Force fields once again. They zone away the stalkers. Zealots, they get picked up. And that's the other upside of going into Archons, is that Archons, there's some of the few units that can break force fields. But Gerald, he has no Archons. He has no force field. He has no way to break the force fields. They just pick him apart. Temple Archives now on the way, but it's a very late Temple Archives for Gerald. And here he just keeps expanding. Just keeps pushing in. Expanding in the face of Gerald. And here he does go for the dive once again, getting himself with the Stalkers. Very little support for Gerald. He's just being overwhelmed. He cannot keep up. Not against this kind of army. We have the Bay on the way for Disruptors, but it's too late. It's too late for the Disruptors, as the third base has been broken. And here he's still out of control. GG gets called. herO, he will take the series 2-0, taking down Gerald. GG. GG, well played. herO with a very assertive, very aggressive style, expanding towards his opponent the entire time, going towards top left and going even behind the army. And again, just able to abuse the composition of Gerald. As we did mention, Gerald, he intentionally did skip and just delayed, and I would say skip Archon production. Without Archons, the force fields, they reign supreme. They just completely cut his army up. They zoned away the Stalkers multiple times. They allowed herO to just pick the army apart and have his way with it, and just, yeah, deal with it just a portion at a time. So GG, really well played, very well handled there by herO. And with that, we have the upper semifinals ready for us. It is going to be a PvP between herO and Zaun, as both herO and Zaun do advance on. But we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. For now, we're going to be taking a break from all the PvPs. It's been a lot of Protoss. We're going to be taking a break. We're going to be heading down to the lower portion of the bracket, where we have some non-Protoss competitors. Up next, we have Percival versus Rex in a TVZ. Here we go.